We're here in the Dubspot Basement with Pursuit.Grooves.
I really didn't mean it, turn you on. I'm about to do my thing, be out and be gone. You can call it charisma, even when I bounce, my voice stays with ya. Groove so sick, fantastic, sick beat chick. Let me address ya, control the mood with any given measure. And it's my pleasure to introduce Supersonics, the only boost. Launch you through this atmosphere. Sounds so good, can't believe my ears. Spaces for chamber reverb. Trance like so don't disturb. You see that I dance with words. Fresh today, yo, I'll be that girl. You wanna make moves, let's start something. Say you got tricks, let's start something. Time to do this, start something, start something. Right, right, right.
And so you have a new album out?
Foxtrot Mannerisms. Came out in April in Europe, and it came out in June in the States and in Canada.
I found out about you actually through, surprisingly, through a press release from the Tectonic people, but sort of I know them as a dubstep label, and I wouldn't put you into that box.
It's best that I almost don't fit in one particular category. I guess it kind of began with Beat Dimensions, which was on Rush Hour, and that came out in '07, I believe. So I think that kind of, I had a track on there called Push Up, and I think that and along with some other things, timing-wise, kind of started this beat generation movement. You know, I was kind of put in that category. So then you have me on Tectonic, which kind of associates me kind of in the dubstep world, even though it's not quite dubstep. And then because I'm emceeing and singing, then that adds in the hip-hop and the soul. So depending on who's reviewing the album, like, it's amazing. I've looked at different reviews, and it's like everyone has their different take on what it sounds like. For me, it's craftsmanship. It's an art, and I just want to make whatever I feel like making. So, you know, however they want to take it, however they want to label it, if it makes it easier for them to digest or categorize, fine. Sure. But don't be surprised if I have future projects that sound nothing like that.
We have a lot of people coming down here and performing with laptops and different controllers and so on, and you're there with your
SP-505,
which is awesome, and getting a great and very dynamic performance out of it.
I've had the 505 for quite a bit. It's not like I haven't tried other things. It's just, it's really easy to use, and I've kind of just made it work for me as best as possible and try to get as creative as I can. And it's also, well, it's become easy to travel with.
And we'll be persuaded to vote for a candidate that we do not know that we are being persuaded to vote for.
Exactly. I mean, this is the rather alarming nature, that you're being persuaded below the level of choice and reason.
Let's talk about your creative process in making music a little bit. So where do you start with a track?
I usually start with the drums. That pretty much sets the tempo and the vibe of the track. I never think ahead of time, well, I'm going to make a slow track or I'm going to make a fast track. Usually it's usually me grabbing from a number of sources and making a drum kit from scratch each time. I don't like to overthink anything. I really try to make music from here and just let it go. The technical stuff I'm kind of like secondary about. That's important as well, but just the vibe and the feeling, I just try to go from here.
And one last thing I just remembered to ask. We're a school, young producers, young artists. Any words of advice?
Be original. Do you see everybody's using the same thing that you are? Software, hardware, fine. but make it your own. The music industry is very fickle, and you can do it for the love, or you can decide that you want to get into the business part of it. And I think it's just important for the scene as a whole, for people just to do something different, you know, leave their mark, leave their legacy.
Let's start something.
Yeah, look out for new stuff. I've got actually a Japanese special edition version of Foxtrot coming out in October. I've got some remixes. I've got a new experimental project, live group project that's coming out. There's just a lot more to come, you know. This is my life.
Pursuit.Grooves.